Are you going to spotlight yourself? There, Carl, will you spotlight?
There we are. Hello, my name is Niran Kaur. We are recording the first 20 minutes or so of our WildFlow superfood support class, amateurly recording. It is a Thursday morning, and I believe it's June 20th. We are approaching high sun. And so we will be standing today during our WildFlow experience and focusing on hands and feet and everything in between. I'm just going to mute everyone. Okay, as you prepare, begin to take deep, long, deep breaths and settle into your body by wiggling or adjusting, experiencing a connection to your breath, feeling solid on your feet, noticing any parts of you that might be restricted from your breath. Does it want to go all the way down into your pelvic floor? Notice the position of your hips over your feet. Notice if you're pressing your hips forward, bringing your weight onto your toes, off your heels. Notice what it feels like to bring your weight back over your ankles. Notice where your head is. And we're going to be exploring our hands and our feet today. And so I would love for you to start by picking up your foot and playing with that big toe and your thumb of the right side. So you can use your other hand if you wish. Start to explore any sensations through your wrists and your ankle. So notice as your heel comes up, how your toes can press down into the earth, into the floor. Notice how when you bring them back, you can fan out your toes. Fan out your fingers. Closing your thumbs into your hands, switching to the left side, lifting the heel, pressing the toes into the floor. Breathing as you go, breathing and exploring. Noticing the edges of your awareness. Notice what is affected by straight arms, by straight legs, bent knees coming back over your ankles. As you lift and explore one side, pulling that opposite hip back, swiveling through your hips, placing that other foot down, lifting the other side, playing with the toes, pulling that opposite hip back, swiveling, Swiveling as you come down, taking all weight off that foot as you experience those toes. Noticing one finger at a time. Noticing what it feels like to just move with love. Move, noticing what it feels like in your wrists, what it feels like in your ankles. If you haven't already, I invite you to make sure that your socks and shoes are off. You can even bring your hands to your thighs and stretch through your hands on your thighs. Bringing those hips back to maintain this awareness through your knees. Activating this back part of you by experiencing these muscles in your buttocks, through your foot, through your big toe, all the way up through your hand. Notice what it's like to reach away from your tailbone, bringing your tailbone back, arms in front, feet planted on the floor, playing with lifting one heel and then the other, reaching back with your tailbone, activating these muscles through your hips. Taking a break, turning the palms out to the sides, reaching from the thumb through the pinky, breathing into all those muscles of your hands that are working so hard in the soil right now. Taking time to give them extra oxygen, extra light, extra love. If you'd like to bring more awareness down to your foot, you can bring all of your weight to one side and then gently stretch through the top of the foot, angling the heel one direction and the other. There's also a beautiful stretch you can do with your toes, crinkling up your toes. Pointing and flexing as you crinkle, like making a fist with your toes. Now notice what your hands do as you play with your feet. Can your hands be relaxed or do they tense up? Just notice. Can your hands stay relaxed as you go? And then switch to the other side, gently pressing the top of your foot, playing with that. Notice what your forearms are up to, if they're relaxed. Notice what your breath is doing. Can it be flowing? Flowing to all these tissues that we're bringing extra awareness and light to. And then lifting that left foot, making a fist with your toes, opening them wide, and making a fist with your toes, and opening them wide. And if you have a tendency toward cramping, noticing what your body wants you to do, perhaps go a little slower, perhaps breathe a little more deeply into those limbs, perhaps go a little gentler. Create this connection with your body. Take this time to just notice what it wants, how it communicates to you. Does the calf play a role in the heel and the foot? If so, how do you access those deep muscles of your calves? If you have a wall available, you can play with the angles of leaning into the wall with the heel down, with the knee bent. Just explore it for yourself. What does your body want? You can also, if you're interested in continuing to focus on your hands, you can bring them to the wall and play with the position of your shoulders on the wall. What does it feel like to bend one way or another, and gently explore the edges of your hands with your upper body on the floor or the wall. When you find a position that feels good, take your time there. Stay there and take your time. Breathe into that set of muscles, tendons, fascia. All the connective tissue, all the blood vessels, the lymph. Use your breath to explore it. If you're wanting a little more attention to your feet and legs, and you can come up on your toes, activating your back chain. Notice if you would like some help with your balance on the wall. Lift the toes, spread the toes. Come up onto the toes. Notice you could even get in there with your hands, with your thumb. Notice what it feels like to give yourself a hand massage. All those muscles of your hands. And begin to wind down, bringing yourself to stillness. Taking a few long, deep breaths. Once you finish your practice, take a moment to thank your body for all of the ways it communicates to you, for the tightness, for the soreness, for the flexibility, for your capacity to do things and move. And if you're catching this on the replay, I recommend you pull out your journal and take some time to notice what you feel. Notice what body parts were speaking to you more and more. Notice what position, what angle felt really good so that you can visit it tomorrow. And be well.